Hey guys, I'm back, and there's no game picture. Where'd that go? We have game sound. Why isn't there any picture? Hey guy, how's it going? Thank you both to Guy3324 and Angel Games for the hosts. Much appreciated. How is everybody? Let's get started, shall we? Where was I? Oh, she learned. Right, I had that equipped on her because we were trying to get to a save. Got what fixed, guy? Sorry, if you've told me previously, I've forgotten. I have a really bad memory. Sorry. Ooh, there's a treasure chest. I'm glad I came back and double-checked this.
Guess we have no choice.
Is it a disc for a game? I'm sorry, I still don't remember. you get it fixed. What did you have to do to fix it? Just have it resurfaced. That's good. I'm glad that it wasn't super expensive to get it fixed. That's really nice.
What did you expect?
Nope, not that way. This way. Alright, so we need a firefly so we can see in the dark.
Don't let him get away!
Hey, Zeph, how's it going? Probably knocking down regular attacks. Alright, little boy. Alright, well, that's good.
no rhyme or reason to battle.
Okay, so I need to change Sarah's skill. Should learn level 5 white magic, I think. It is. It's if you like old Final Fantasy games, it has a lot in common mechanically with older Final Fantasy games. But it has some really great storytelling moments in the game itself. But are really quite unique. But if you can find a copy of it, you can probably get an Xbox 360 pretty cheap now. This way. That's true. I think I fell in that hole last time, so that's definitely not where I want to go. Right, that's the thing I can't do right now. That's post, or like in-game stuff. Ooh, lots of little holes. I know there's a couple of these I actually want to drop down, but I don't remember which ones they are. Let's start with this one. No, I probably want the one step above.
Do not underestimate me.
Oh, just a bunch of little bats. you for the follow, Zeph. Much appreciated.
That was a close one.
Ooh, all kinds of new things. So now we'll teach you Seal Block. You're almost done with that. Okay. Ming is done with the lab block, so we'll teach her. Kayla Long. And you're almost done. Ooh, well. Not through the wind. This way. Check out your holes. So we jumped in that hole last time. I think this is the hole I meant to follow. Yep. Treasure box. Let's see. Soul medicine. Made me firefly. Back up the hill and we drop down. I think there's only 3 of those small holes, and I think we want the one on the right hand side this time. Oh, that's... Okay, so that is a hole on the right hand side. That's not what I meant. Oh, there's that. Is moving on to that? I can't tell. No, there is that. Hey Onyx, welcome back. How did your stuff go with the power people? Hopefully everything is all sorted and good to go. Got fixed. So bored.
Don't let him get away!
Ooh, this is an information. you know, there's always an upside. Yeah, that's one easy down. Nicely done. Pikachu with slam goes a long way.
I'm okay. Okay. Looks like I still have work to do.
Okay, Kime and Sarah both learn equipment skills. Oh, it was good. Tasty foods. Oh, I need a firefly. I'm back and recharged and ready to go. As soon as I can figure out which hole I'm supposed to jump down. I think I just need to slow down when we get up to the upper floor.
Let's take him down.
Okay. Dog power of death.
I cooked a couple of hamburger patties and made a little salad out of some leftover lettuce and broccoli and carrot. Ming versus Luna? And a little curse.
That was close.
It's almost there. XX. That sounds familiar. It's like a fan-made Mega Man game or something, isn't it? Or it's like an homage. It's a game in the style of Mega Man. Oh, there's a place to get fireflies here. Oh, I didn't know that.
Better say your prayers.
Oops. Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Dog power of death.
Totally terrorizing.
What a waste of time.
Okay, Ming and Sarah. I think that means we're done with Cook. Sarah doesn't know casting split. Let's teach her that, and then we can be done with Cook. So love this emote. I'm glad you like it. I wanted something suitably fist-shaky for all of those moments. This way. Someone took my salad. Who wants to die? Not that wall. Not almost. I think this is the one I want. Nope. I think I want the bigger one. A little further up.
I'm always ready.
Hey, Daleks! Yep, we got a new character. Well, we got 2 new characters, actually, since I think last you were here. Because I don't think we had Ming or Sarah last time we were here.
Okay. Dog power of death. Come
Yep, so we now, after we did that, the Queen of Numara, Ming, the lady in blue right here, she joined us. And Sarah was we found her. She was Kime's wife, Liram's mother, which makes her Cook and Mac's grandmother. I just want to defend. I'm gonna have Ming attack on the next round. I'm gonna try to figure out how to get control back for characters who were in casting support. I think I need to have them do something that isn't cast a spell. Never mind.
It's not in my nature to lose.
Seth and Ming both learn equipment skills. So, teach her that, and... Oh, no, you already know me, Dizzy. Flying's not that important, but we'll teach you anti-poison. I'm still working on his. Yeah, we're good. So we are currently trying to get to the Kingdom of Gotza, to try to get them on our side in the fight against Kongora, who has more or less taken over Ura, and convinced the Crown Prince to take back the throne, and he's up to no good. To get there, we need to go through this cave, and in this section of the cave, there are holes in the floor that you can't see because it's dark. So we get a firefly, we get it to sit on our shoulder, and then it will show us where the holes in the floor are. Are we all full health? Not there. But there's treasure on the bottom floor that we can't get to, so we need to drop into the correct holes so that we can get the treasure. I think this is the last hole I want to drop in. Nope. Oh, get out of the swamp. Thank you. Maybe there isn't another treasure to get. Maybe we're all done. Well, never mind. Domino's has this dessert that is half cookie, half brownie. It's called marble cake. That sounds delicious. It makes me wish I hadn't sworn off cookies and cake. To be more healthy. I want to eat less sugar and stuff like that. Which means that I've cut out a lot of bread and cookies and cakes. Every now and then.
Okay.
Usually when I go over to my parents for supper, we'll have... My dad loves these, they're oatmeal cookies, wrapped around a date filling. He loves them. And I usually have one with him. And I'm over there twice a week or so. So those are my treats, but I don't have them at home because I'd eat the whole box. Alright, this round we're gonna do a test and see if we can get Ming, Cook to stop casting support on Ming. Yeah, okay, that's what we need to do. Something that's not casting, but not defending.
That was close.
Does she have anything else she needs to learn from Cook? No, she has level 5 white magic. Good, we're done with Cook. I'm gonna sub her for Jansen. Have everybody learn that. Eastern Spirit Band, does he have anything else to learn? Well, spellcasting. So okay. She's still working on that. Still working on that. And you're done with the second teaching. Let's do anti-KO. Did I animate my own avatar? Kind of, sort of, I guess. I use a program called FaceRig, and the avatar I use right now is a default one. Well, no, it's not a default one. All the default characters in FaceRig are 3D models, and they have a few functions that the 2D ones don't have, which would have been nice, but they all look kind of like garbage, to be perfectly honest. There's a couple of animal ones that look good, but I didn't want an animal for an avatar. So there's this other module that you can get for FaceRig called Live 2D, which if ever you've seen like an animated painting online or an animated anime character, those are more often than not, they are live 2D drawings. So this module lets you take a live 2D image and load it into FaceRig, and then it uses my webcam to track my facial motion and animate the character that way. So yes, I animated it, but I didn't do any of the rigging to make it animate.
Out of my way!
That's going to take a lot longer now without cook. Learn something new today? Give you guys behind the scenes tips on how my stream works. Like I sort of, I think I've explained it on stream before. I have this, I'm weirdly private online. I don't have a lot of a personal online presence. So when it came time to stream, it was, well, I don't really want to put a webcam up for a couple of reasons. One, I don't really want to be on camera, and two, if I'm going to be on camera, that means I've always got to be presentable, and some days I just want to play video games in my pajamas and I don't want to get dressed. And my sense of professionalism wouldn't let me do that. So FaceRig solved that problem. I don't have to put my face on camera, and I can sit and play in my pajamas and nobody knows. So it solved those two
Let's
problems.
take 'em now.
It became sort of a curiosity on the animation side of things, but I'm so out of practice with anything art and animation related that it wasn't feasible for me to build it myself. To try to build a new avatar myself. I've contracted an artist who has experience working with FaceRig, and a new avatar has already been built, but it's not rigged yet. The animator that I got in contact with, who knows how to rig new models, is starting school. His schedule has gotten really, really busy, and I'm not entirely sure exactly how quickly I'm going to get a rigged model out of him. I went looking the other day about whether or not I could do the rigging and animation myself, and it is super tedious, and I don't have the patience for it. So I think I'll just wait and be patient. Because otherwise I will get something that I don't like the look of, and that would be worse, I think, than having to wait. Well, Seth does. Well, it solved some problems and then caused more problems. Like it's a whole big thing. But at the same time, it's given me something that is unique, I think. I know that there are a few other users on Twitch who use FaceRig, but it's not super common. That's not good. Yeah, by all means, I'm happy to answer questions as long as they aren't questions like, what is your name? Where do you live? What is your social security number?
Sorry about that.
Those ones I'm not interested in answering.
Okay.
That was close.
I'm not done yet. Thanks for the help. There's no rhyme or reason to that.
Hey, dwarfs! That's okay. You don't have to apologize. You do you. You do you. That's awesome. Still. Okay, so you know everything there is to learn from Jansen, so you're done there. I'm going to learn that from Mac. You're done there. Learn from Mac. I want you to learn... She already knows level 3 black magic. I don't need to teach her that. Let's teach her steel. You know level 4 black magic, so you're actually better than Jansen in that regard, so let's teach you steel. I know you've been busy, dwarfs. That's okay. How have you been? Let's get into 20. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing better. I remember you saying your ear was bothering you. I hope it's better. Nope, not those holes. Let's see. This path branches. What's the difference? Okay, that goes up. Where's this go? Oh, the other one's a dead end. Let's, ooh, there's a doorway. Let's check out this path first. What's up here? Blinding powder.
What?
Sure, I'll be here for a little while longer at least, Alex. I want to go and check out, yeah, that streamer's birthday stream tonight. And maybe play some Cards Against Humanity with her. But we'll stop. I won't stop this in the middle of a dungeon again. We'll get all the way through here. Yeah, I guess his birthday was while he was away at Dragon Con, but he got really bad food poisoning, and he couldn't actually celebrate then, so he's going to celebrate now. Well, happy birthday to her, dwarves! It is also apparently Lost Jason's birthday, so if you guys see him, say happy birthday to him. Yesterday for you.
What a waste of time.
Birthday is tomorrow, Sunday, but today because time zones. That is super confusing. I think you just broke my brain. Ooh, that's a thing you can go? No. Where does this go? More fireflies. Gotcha. My brain hurts less now, but I'm really easily confused. You will learn. Oh, okay, that's a shortcut. Awesome. That'll let us get back up here a little quicker if we fall again. So we want to go this way. it's just firefly dispenser. Oh look, save point. And a treasure box. Sort of starting to like Chris Cornell's voice a lot. Remind me who Chris Cornell is. I have a feeling this is a music thing. I'm gonna do a quick reload so I can get everyone back up to full magic points and everything. Okay, there we go. Ooh, Carol. What's down here? Curse blocker. Ooh. The controller rumbled. Was that a treasure room? Black Cave's mysterious treasure. Yes. All of the treasure we knew about, we have found. I feel like that might have been a bad idea. Right, okay, there we go.
I hear something. There's something there. They're coming!
No way! You can't be serious!
Now this is more like it.
There's only one way out. We have to go through them.
I think there's a trick to this encounter. I don't remember what it is. There's a reason that they give me the colored markers on the map. Oop, excuse me. Okay, go through the door. Red one. Okay, that's what it is. We need to kill that red one. And in order to do that, we need to draw out the rest of these.
Let's take him down.
Someone. Oh, when did you see level 4 magic? I didn't even realize what I equipped. better learn how to tail on. Teacher pointed line. Have a good night,
Just
dwarfs.
calm down,
Enjoy
okay?
your dancing. There we go. That's one down. I think Ming might take care of that.
Dog power of death. Come down.
Yep, good one. At least we'll get that.
Well, have you fallen for me yet?
Boys at Hint of Terror. Ooh. Unless there's stuff other people are carrying that they need to learn a skill from, Seth has learned everything. Poison into kill and sleep terror is a seal across special right. So let's give her Earth Resist up.
Let your guard down, eh?
Oh, I need to heal after this fight.
town, but this is just getting ridiculous.
The leader has to be in there somewhere. That's the one we go for.
That's the red one. Jeez, you cat.
Looks like we have to fight.
Okay, the green ones are earth element. Does it mean the blue ones are water? Why is it? Oh, earth, sorry. In the corner. Learn to read. Well, same strategy as what we were doing. Okay, so A. Linda. And C. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Oh, my brain has been silenced. God, he's paralyzed. Ow. Interesting.
Dog power of death. Come Okay.
Come on, guys. So close. Holy crap! Alright, I should be able to focus on the boss now with magic. Jason back on his feet.
Okay.
That was close.
Okay, physical does not do a whole lot to it. That's a nice big hit.
Okay.
So we'll have them focus on this one. Then you're gonna heal. Jansen and Sarah are gonna focus on making the queen. Ran away. Damn it. This is gonna be one of those kinds of boss fights.
Okay. It's not in my nature to lose.
This is probably my best way to recover mana quickly.
Just calm down, okay?
Alright, these things seem to be capable of applying a whole bunch of different status elements. I want to equip some status protection stuff. So far we've seen Poison, Curse, and Paralyze. Oh, and Seal. Someone's Seal. Come on. Focus on combat. Sure, okay.
I'm okay. Okay.
So Jace is likely to be able to get defended against multiple status ailments. It seems like they're applying Curse, and then Curse turns into different ailments. I should know exactly what the Curse did in this game.
I'm okay. Okay. I'm okay. Okay.
There we go. It took a little while, but we're better off than where we were after our last
No rhyme or
10
reason to
scene.
that.
Where did she go? That's the real question. Oop, red. That was lucky.
Let your guard down, eh?
We just gotta find it and go. How can I get through this real quick? I wonder if it's better to burn through her and her servants instead of trying to take them all out like I was. Oh, and I forgot to equip status ailment stuff. Yeah, but she's behind a thing. Flying Seth won't be able to do any damage to her. Servant A will never drop him. Because he hits really hard. Ow.
Dark hour of
Ooh. Okay. That worked out well. She must have been almost dead at the end of the first fight. Whoa.
Hey! They're all running away! Hey, if you
you want to defeat the body, just cut off the head.
Okay, so skills. We've learned everything Jansen has to teach us. At least on these two. You still have a bunch of low-level stuff to learn from him that you don't really need. So we really just need to teach them factual analysis, and we're done with Jansen, effectively. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. There's one in there. Curse blocker. Seth knows all of these. So we will teach Ming. She knows level 3 black magic. Anti-blind. Poison. And we're good. Alright, now where do I go? I think we just head to the door to the north here, isn't it? Die, Red Queen, you took my salad. Ooh, City of Saman. Ice Canyon, south. Merchant's Town, Saman. I like merchant towns. Something's not right with this town. It's strange, come to think of it. Saman is a merchant town. It should be filled with people from Gotsa and all corners of the world. Hey, what's with that house? It looks like a face. Will you stop that? No, I can't not see it as a face. Thanks a lot. Hey, are you folks travelers? I'm amazed you made it here. Didn't the monsters attack you? Is there something going on? I'd say for a while now, starting about a year ago, we've been having all sorts of weird things happen in town. Furniture dancing around, children's toys causing havoc, and people are starting to wander around aimlessly like zombies. We can't get any help from Gotsa either. Whatever it is that's causing all this has also sealed off the Ice Canyon path that connects us to Gotsa. You're kidding me. We're in a rush to get to Gotsa. Well, don't look at me. The path is already dangerous, winding its way through the cracks and glaciers. Now the entrance is blocked by these huge ice columns. The only way to Gotsa now is by sea. The only ship we have left that hasn't been sunk is just a tiny boat. It isn't sturdy enough to make it anywhere near Gotsa. Call the Ghostbusters. Some of us volunteered to check out the West Sea. It looks like there's a ship. There's just one ship that's a good ship to use. Alright, you are creepy. Why are you glowing? What? You expect me to say welcome or something? Look, just leave me alone and go die somewhere, okay? Okay. I'm gonna walk away now. Ooh, seed. Ooh, there's a pie pot. I feel like I was supposed to have many more seeds by now. Well, with the go die already comment? All he ever does is talk to that doll now. I'm afraid it might be cursed. Can't you see I'm quite occupied right now? Stop bothering me. Darling, I love you so much. You're the only one I love the most in this world. You can... Okay, that's... okay. Welcome to the town of Saman. This place is a real blast, let me tell you. Enjoy your stay. Hey, can I have some candy? If you don't give me any, I'll throw you in the ocean. Is this place supposed to be Halloween? Is this Halloween Town? Did we cross games? How could this be happening? We can't sleep safely in our own city. Welcome to my inn. It's safe inside here, so please stay as long as you'd like. No, thank you. Glad to see you made it safely. You'd be right inside here. Sure thing, Onyx. I think that's Ringmaker Trace. Oh, Twitchy Shivy? Hello? You done yet? I understand if things are crowded right now with all the refugees. Do they really have to hog the bathrooms too? There's a seed. Nope, can't interact with the door. It's upstairs. Six generators. Another seed. You're new in town, aren't you? Something about this mist is turning Saman upside down. Monsters appeared out of the ocean a little while ago. You know... Why did I ever decide to leave Numara? Maybe because Numara is run by a general that's a big jackass? You know, just throwing that out there. Nothing back there. Nothing up front. Oh, there's a pot. Let's eat it. What are you supposed to prize about pathetic car talks to us? Okay, that's weird. Every day I go around dealing with rude people and carrying their heavy bags. Then they kick me when I'm not running well. Okay. Can I talk to you? Oh yeah, you're the one who wants candy. Another monster! Oh, wait, you're just a traveler. Gee, thanks. Magic machine is supposed to be able to play music, but it's broken now. It's broken. I wanted to hear some music though. Maybe I'll have another drink. I'm a little anxious to walk home by myself. This machine brings back memories. I remember having a whale of a time listening to it. Something I've been wondering. Aren't you cold wearing nothing but that? I've never had a fog like this before, miss. How about a drink to warm myself up? Oh, that's her talking to the girl in the blue. It's kind of chilly here, isn't it? It's starting to get foggy, too. I wish I was back in tomorrow. Did you hear about that thing? You know, that thing that's been spotted in the rich guy's house? No? Oh, sure I do. As far as I'm concerned, that guy had it coming. He's so rude to everyone. What rich guy? Are you from Tosca? We're trying to get back there, but there's just no way through. Monsters have reached the city limits. If it weren't for the alcohol, I doubt I'd be able to face such nonsense. Not much work to be done when the city's in this state. Oh well, have another drink. These people are useful. Welcome, traveler. You've certainly come at a difficult time. No. Oh, there's a pot. Nobody here has anything useful to tell me. Oh, seed. Monsters, go away. Oh, I'm sorry. Spiteful dolphin. I'd be happy to grant any wish you want. Just kidding. Jeez. This is not a friendly town. I just don't feel like doing anything. Oh, I don't know what they are. Why do I feel like there's something to buy from this crow? I don't remember what it is. Ooh. Is there a vendor here somewhere? Yes, this house. So the crow does have an accessory that we can buy. And he doesn't sell items. There, now he can't actually sell me those for 50 pieces. He can sell me soul medicine and cure-alls, and that's fine. We can sell them for more than 50 if we run out of money. Just in case we already got it. Looking for an awakening bracelet. I don't see one, so we haven't got it yet. There we go. Awakening bracelet. That's what we wanted. And that should be... Ooh, slots plus 3. Yes, please. So, 2 swords, staff, 1, 2, 3 more staffs, and a discus. Hey, Knight! How's it going? Good to see you. How are you doing? Just woke up feeling groggy? Then good morning to you. Okay. Sword teachings I don't have. Ooh, yes, I definitely want that one. And that one. Ooh, oh no, I lost that notepad about stuff I wanted for rings. But, since we're here, ring assembly. Ooh, chicken nuggets. Oh, I think we got a story. How are your shoes treating you? Pardon me if I surprised you. I'm a shoemaker, you see. I always worry about people's feet. There was once a legendary shoemaker, and the stories of his exploits enthralled me so much that I figured I'd become one myself. Yep, that's the story. The story of Old Man Grayo. Old Man Grayo was known as the best shoemaker in the country. His shoes were light as a feather and tough as steel. They were also expensive, 3 times higher than anything else on the market. People who did not know his reputation were so shocked to hear what he charged that they would say, "The old man must be making shoes for his own amusement." Of course, this was not the case. He had become a craftsman's apprentice at a tender age, and whenever he learned one master's skills, he would move on to more talented shoemakers. Before he knew it, he found himself making shoes for the grandchildren of his earliest customers. Grayo was such a skilled craftsman, he could make any kind of shoe the customer ordered. But he was best at, and enjoyed most making, thick-soled traveling shoes. All his customers agreed. Once you've traveled in Old Man Grayo's shoes, you can't wear anybody else's. Some would say, "You know what it's like to wear his shoes? You don't get tired the same way. You just want to keep walking, as long and as far as you can. You almost hate to get where you're going." True craftsman that he was, though, Old Man Grayo rarely talked to his customers, and he could be downright unfriendly. Complimented on his work, he wouldn't so much as smile. Instead, he would put another piece of tanned leather on his wooden shoe last and start hammering away. The only time the old fellow would crack even the slightest smile was when a customer visited his workshop to place an order. Not that he was ever thrilled to get an order. What he most enjoyed was when a customer brought him a pair of shoes that had outlived its usefulness. He would stare lovingly at the worn-down soles and the disintegrated uppers, and he would actually talk to them. "You've done some good traveling, I see." His regular customers would never dispose of their old shoes themselves, because they knew how much he enjoyed this. Neither would they do anything so foolish as to clean the shoes before handing them over to the old man. He wanted them straight from the road, covered with dirt, oil-stained, and stinking of sweat. "These fellows are my stand-ins," he would say, choosing an honored place for them in his storehouse. "They take my place on the road, you know. They've done their job. I hate to throw them away just because they're no good anymore." A proud craftsman though he was, Old Man Grayo never wore his own shoes. He couldn't have worn them even if he'd wanted to. His legs were gone from the knees down. A terrible illness had attacked his bones when he was very young, and the legs had been amputated to save his life. The old man had lived his long life in a wheelchair. He had never once left his native village. This was what he meant when he said that his shoes did his traveling for him. "I haven't seen you for a while," Old Man Grayo says without looking up from his work as Kime steps across the threshold. His back is towards the door, but he can tell from the sound of the footsteps when a regular customer has entered his shop. "You crossed the desert." The sound tells him how worn down the shoes are and where they have been. Old Man Grayo is a craftsman of the first order. "It was a terrible trip," Kime says with a grim smile, settling on a chair in the corner of the shop. When old Grayo is in the final stages of shoemaking, almost nothing can make him stop work. All his regular customers know. "Were my shoes any good on this one?" "They were great. I couldn't have done it with anyone else's." "That's good." The old man doesn't sound the least bit pleased, which is to be expected. Grayo is especially curt when he's working. If Kime wants to see the old man smile, he will have to wait until he hands Grayo his old shoes during a work break. "Here to order new ones?" "Mm-hmm." "Where to this time?" "Up north, most likely." "Ocean? Mountains?" "Probably walking along the shore." "To fight?" "Probably." Old Man Grayo signals his understanding with a quick nod. He says nothing for a while. The only sound in the workshop comes from Grayo's wooden mallet. Kime is moved to hear it, like old times. He has ordered any number of shoes here, even before the old man took over the shop. Kime is one of Old Man Grayo's oldest customers, and In other words, he is one of the few who have survived repeated journeys. Swinging his mallet and speaking in short snatches, the old man tells Kime about the deaths of some of his regular customers. Some fell ill and died on the road. Others lost their lives in accidents. Not a few were killed in battle. It's hard when only the shoes come back. Kime nods in silence. One young fellow died a few weeks ago. He was wearing the first pair of shoes I ever made for him. Soles were hardly worn at all. Tell me about him. You know, you hear it all the time. He leaves his hometown, wants to live someplace exciting. Parents try to stop him, but he goes anyway. I'm surprised he could afford shoes from you. The parents bought them. Sad, isn't it? When they give their boy all this love and care, and he's barely out of childhood, and when he says he's going to leave home, they finally give up and decide to let him go. They figure they can at least give him a pair of my shoes as a going-away present. Less than a month later, he comes back a corpse. I don't know, parents nowadays. They spoil their kids rotten. So damn stupid. Grayo snarls. Kime knows the old man's feelings go deeper than that. Old man Grayo is the kind of craftsman who would rush to make new shoes for the funeral of a sad young man who had breathed his last, while his dream was only half finished. He would put them on the young man's feet in the coffin and pray that he would be able to go all the way on his final journey. Grayo falls silent again and wields his mallet. Kime notices how bent and shriveled the old man has become. He has known him a long, long time. Those days will be ending soon enough, Kime thinks with an ache in his chest. Old Grayo finally reaches a point in his work where he can turn and face his customer. It's good to have you back, Kime. His face is covered with wrinkles. Kime realizes anew how old he has become. Where did you say you were traveling? The desert. Right. I think you told me that before. Kime shakes his head. The old man seems to lose his powers of concentration when he isn't working, and his memory is shaky sometimes. Little by little, but unmistakably, old Grayo is spending more and more time drifting in the space between dream and reality. People grow old and die. The truth of this all too obvious destiny strikes Kime with a special force whenever he completes a long journey. So you survived this one too, I see? Kime looks at him with a strained smile. Have you forgotten? I can't die. Oh, I guess I knew that. And I never get old. I look just like I did the first time you met me, don't I? The old man looks momentarily stunned. Oh, I guess I knew that too, he says, nodding uncertainly. Sure, you were a kid then. You had just had that sickness and lost your legs and were crying all day long. That's right, I remember. They used to call me Big Brother Kime and play with my old shoes, do you remember? Yes, of course. Grayo speaks with certainty now. Either the fog is cleared or the distant memory has come back with a special clarity because it comes from so long ago. The soles were worn down. There were holes here and there, and they had a sour stink of mud and sweat. To other people, they must have looked like plain old shoes ready for the garbage. But to me, they were a treasure. I remember running my finger through the coat of road dust that covered them, and trying to imagine where they had been. I had enjoyed them so much. I really enjoyed them. Kime's shoes were what got old Grayo started as a shoemaker. It was all thanks to you, Kime. If I hadn't met you, I would have spent my life cursing my fate. Instead, I've been happy. I'm happy now, even if I can't leave this workshop. My sons can travel for me. I've had a happy life. He pauses. Well, now, will you listen to me talking up a storm? Grayo says with an embarrassed smile. He extends a thick hand to Kime. Alright now, give me my sons, he says, and Kime hands him the worn-out old shoes he's brought with him. The old man strokes them fondly, and with a sigh. You've been through many a battle. I was a mercenary too, for a time. You know that, says Grayo. I can smell the blood. All the shoes that travel with you are like this. Are you angry? Not at all. I'm just glad you came back from this latest trip in one piece. I'll be leaving again as soon as you make me new ones. Another one of those trips. To war. Mm-hmm. And when that journey ends, you'll leave on another one? Probably. How long can you keep it up? Kime's only answer is a grim smile. Forever. This is not a word to speak lightly in the presence of someone who has lived what little time he is to the fullest. Oh well, never mind, the old man says, turning his back on Kime to continue his work. Wait 3 days. You can leave the morning of the 4th day. That will be fine. When will we meet next after that? 2 years? Maybe? 3? It could be a little longer. Really? Well then, this could be the last pair of shoes I ever make you. Kime believes it will be. The old man is not likely to last 3 more years. Kime fervently wishes it were not so, but wishing by itself can do nothing. Only those who possess eternal life know that this is precisely why the time a person lives is so irreplaceably precious. Hey, Kime. What's that? Mind if I make a second pair of shoes out of the same piece of leather to match your new ones? They will be for himself, he explains, to be placed in his coffin for his life's final journey. I'd like that, answers Kime. The old man swings his mallet instead of thanking him. The sound is far sadder and lonelier than usual. Come to think of it though, Kime, be sure to come back to this town even after I'm dead. Offer up your old shoes at my grave. I will. I'd like to say I'll be going to heaven a step ahead of you and waiting for you there, but in your case, it doesn't work. No, unfortunately. What's it like? An endless journey. Happy? Unhappy? Probably unhappy, Kime replies, but his voice is drowned out in the rising sound of Grayo's mallet as it's lost even to his own ears. Old Man Grayo reached the end of his full span of years soon after Kime's visit to his shop. Because Grayo had no family, his grave at the cemetery at the edge of town was cared for by his many sons. In accordance with his wishes, his regular customers offered up their old shoes at his grave. Kime's shoes were among them. The words inscribed on the gravestone were chosen by Grayo himself. He explained his choice to Kime this way. I would say the words to each new pair of shoes before I handed them to the customer. I always said them to the customer too. I never once had the experience, though, of hearing someone say them to me. That's why I want them on my gravestone. These are the words I want to be seen off with on my journey to heaven. Several decades flow by. Not only Old Man Grayo, but all the customers who knew him have long since departed the world. The only one who still comes to pay his respects is Kime. He no longer wears shoes that were crafted by the old man. Like the life of the man, the life of a pair of shoes cannot be eternal. Still, Kime comes to the town at the beginning of every journey, touching his forehead to the ground at the old man's grave. The gravestone is covered with moss, but the words engraved on it, strangely enough, are still clearly legible. May your journey be a good one. These were the words the old man always spoke. Coming from his mouth, they could be brusque, but they were always charged with feeling. N. What's in here? This money, it's all mine! This golden sheen, the heavy feel in the hand, ha 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 ha, no one else can have it. Oh, hold on, who the heck is this guy? I don't think he's noticed us yet. He must be under a spell of some sort. He doesn't have the same purple glow everyone else does. I think he's just greedy. His money is all mine. Well, you know what? You have the money. I'm gonna take everything else in your house. What's this? A ledger or something? It looks like bad news waiting to happen. Shh. You want him to find us? What'd you get that out for? I don't care if it ain't money. You see? He doesn't even want it. And that's kind of beside the point. Well, whatever. He probably won't miss it anyway. Secret ledger. Anything else in this guy's house? Oh, what's in your cupboard? 1,000 gold. And the slot seed. And some luck stones. I need that water. I need it to become more and more beautiful. Looking at something invisible. Meow. TMI dwarfs? TMI. A little bit TMI. Hey, you guys. Have you seen Captain Dozel? A captain? I don't know anyone with a job like that. That's too bad. We were supposed to set out for the West Sea soon, but that's not going to happen without our captain. We've all been too busy getting the ship ready to look for him. Could you guys help us look? Just tell him that it's time to embark. Sorry about this, but we really need all the help we can get. Hey, please don't enter the port. We're so busy getting everything ready. Okay, so we need to find the captain. If I was a ship captain, where would I be? The pub. That's where I'd be. Let's find the pub. That's this building. Which one of these guys seems captain-y? This one? Nope. One of you two. Already forgotten the captain's name. So he's not in the bar. Oh, maybe he's in the inn. Captain, you know, come to think of it, I did see him around here. Alright, we're in the right place. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You, Captain? Hello? You done yet? I can understand if things are crowded right now with all the refugees, but you really have to hog the bathrooms too. Hold on a sec. What is it, Jansen? Bathroom break? Why would I need something like that? I just thought maybe the captain's in there, you know? Pretty clever to figure that out for you, anyway. Captain, we know you're in there. It's time to embark. Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea it was time to leave already. I'll run over to the port right now. Thanks for letting me know. I mean, he wasn't actually... You know what? I don't want to answer that question. I want to ask that question. I think that's a place we go later. hello there. Thanks to you, we'll be able to embark soon. You all really helped us out. Well, glad to hear that. Where's the captain? He's inside the ship, preparing for our journey. Now we can finally get out to... Ooh, that's a pretty light. Did you see that just now? Whenever we see the light from the Western Sea, bad things start to happen in town. There must be something behind it. So we're going to head off to the Western Sea to figure out what's hiding there. There's got to be something. So that's why you're busy fixing this ship. It's to explore these choppy waters, is it? We have some real brave ones here. Hey, why don't you guys come along with us? If it's not a problem, we'd feel a bit more assured to have a group that looks as strong a boat as us. Well, if you insist, but won't it be dangerous? What do you think, Kai?
Is this the ship they fixed up?
Captain! Let's take her out. I want to see if what they say about the source of magic energy is true.
The source of magic energy? I wonder. Ming, do you sense it?
I'm not sure. I do, however, sense the presence of powerful energy.
Only one way to find out.
Sure looks that way.
Let's go.
What was that?
That was creepy.
We're surrounded.
What? Maybe they're a welcome party. All right, let's just go back. Who's with me? Come on, let's go. Turn this thing around.
We're going right into the heart of this thing. Fun starts once we get invited in. Wow, you know the sea so well, just like a captain should. Or maybe not.
Oh. I can feel it. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We're fish monsters.
On board. Wow. Come on, guys. They're way over capacity here. Sorry.
Let's get him.
We don't like seafood.
No one gets that close.
So water element is weak against... accessories in there. First poppers. Let's get a first popper. Yeah, there Jensen is sacrificed to Poseidon. We still need to learn things from him now. There's like just a bunch of fish heads. Oh great, come on. So we charge his Eric Joe? Eric Ocean. Okay, yeah, what? Okay, my mages are gonna get short working. Is that a fish with octopus tentacles? Yeah, we'll hit on him and he runs away. This fight is kind of ridiculous. I think every time he summons more of these guys that I get like bonus XP or something. Oh, we're gonna get 2 enemy turns. I'm not even angry. This fight is hilarious. Like, that was stupidly broken in my favor.
Wow, falling for me yet?
13 SP? Holy crap.
This is just too much. We get it when we're on the boat, we get it when we're on land. I mean, we're getting it everywhere we go.
That's pathetic. We just got started.
I definitely feel it ahead of us. The source of magic energy.
The power that awakened the creatures who live in the dark caverns.
The light is coming.
Ooh, a dream. I know you probably hate me now, Aniria. Or perhaps as the descendant of the noble white-winged clan, you harbor no such vulgar emotions as hatred. Kind and gentle as you are, perhaps you have forgiven me. Perhaps you have accepted what I did, and now you pity me for being trapped in the prison of solitude again. But still, good, kind Aniria, I insist on making one last selfish request. Please hate me. Please hate me for eternity. If I know that you hate me, I can remain connected to you. If I know that you have not forgiven me, the pain of that will enable me to feel you close to me. Are you laughing at my convoluted reasoning? Then let me say it more simply. I am lonely. I fear eternal solitude. That fear has been with me ever since I killed you with my own 2 hands. 900 years have passed since we first met. In the conventional way, I took a husband. Even more conventionally, I gave birth to a son. Soon after naming the baby Sed, my husband died in an epidemic. At his bedside, of course, I cursed the fate that would not let me die. Had you not been with me, Aniria, I would never have been able to find the strength to raise Sed by myself. You said to me, there is no greater joy than for a child to be born and to grow up healthy. Fitting words from you, sole survivor of the White Wing clan. You also said to me, you will be all right, Seth. You are no longer alone. Now you have said, you will never be alone as long as he is with you. I nodded to you in tearful recognition of the truth of your words, and you went on with some embarrassment. Leave said to me, I will train him to be a full-fledged man of the sea. If anyone should dare threaten him, I will protect him with my life. How kind you were, Aniria. How truly kind. Even now, I can recall the carefree smile on your face when you were playing with Sed. He was such a frail little boy, but you steeled your heart to train him sternly. And on those days when he had cried himself to sleep, I often caught you in profile, watching him sleep, your face suffused with ineffable gentleness. How glad I am, Aniria, that fate brought us together. In my long, endlessly long life, I can declare without hesitation that you were my finest companion. So why, Aniria, did events play out the way they did? To this day, I have no idea why. Do you? Did you know why those things were happening to you? This is what I would like to know. All the more because I can no longer learn the answer. I desperately want to know it. It happened 30 years ago. I said goodbye to you and Sed, and made my way to the Tower of Mirrors. For the memory had come back to me, the mission on which I had come to this world, the task I had been sent here to accomplish, and the reason I possessed memories of 1,000 years spent in this world. I was a pirate who prized freedom above all, and what I enjoyed most of all was living wildly on the open sea. Exactly why I was so drawn to freedom, I myself did not know. But that was when I learned, deep in the heart of one who desires freedom, lies the pain of freedom denied. It was you, Aniria, who first taught me the expression, prison of solitude. And it was true, I was trapped in a prison of solitude. Not simply, however, because I was confined in a cave on a desert island. For me, being in this world was itself a prison of solitude. When I came to realize this, I headed for the Tower of Mirrors, in order to return to the world I had come from. Nourished by my 1,000 years of memories of having lived in this world, I would return to the world where I belonged. In the Tower of Mirrors, he was waiting, Gongora, the man with whom I was supposed to return to my original world. I had no way of knowing, however, that this was a trap that Gongora had set for me. I can never forget how he stood there, spread-legged and defiant, before the Tower of Mirrors, laughing that arrogant laugh of his. My stomach turns when I recall his hateful face, and my flesh creeps when I think of his cunning, fearsome trap. Gongora had no intention of returning to our former world. Instead, he hatched a fiendish plot to make himself ruler of this world, and anyone who resisted him, he crushed without mercy. I was one of those who stood in his way. As soon as I learned of his evil design, I flew back to my pirate ship. Of course, such a monster could not be satisfied with merely waiting for me there. Knowing him, I felt a terrible foreboding. Sid, Aniria! I screamed as I leaped into the ship. In the next second, I saw with a gasp that my foreboding had been correct. Both you and Sed were there, Aniria, on the deck. Sed lay bleeding, and you... When you became aware of me and slowly turned in my direction, you had a strange gleam in your eye. And there was something in your mouth. It was Sed's leg. You had ripped it from his body. All sound faded. Sed lay there in a sea of blood, his leg torn off, trying to cry out to me. I couldn't hear a thing. I could read in his sorrow-filled eyes, however, his plea, "Don't blame Aniria. It's not his fault." I'm sure I must have said something. What happened, or perhaps how did this happen, or calm down Aniria, or be strong, said. But then again, I may have simply screamed, too rattled to produce coherent words. In any case, I could not hear my own voice. You were glaring at me, Aniria. Your eyes shone horribly. You were no longer the Aniria I knew. You had been possessed by some wholly other being. Why, Aniria, why? You spit out Sed's leg and let it drop onto the deck, and then you came after me. Sed's voice broke the silence when he shouted, "Stop!" Was he screaming at you, Aniria, or at me to stop? The whole scene became enveloped in a white light. When I regained consciousness, I was lying on the deck. As I slowly opened my eyes and raised myself, I realized that my sword was gone, and only an empty scabbard at my waist. I looked around with a shock, and there you were, Aniria, lying on your back. My sword had been plunged into your chest, and stood there like a grave marker. "Aniria!" I screamed and ran over to you. I started shaking you, but your eyes were shut tight, and there was no sign they would ever open again. I shouted at you to wake, to come back to me, and then I shouted to Sed, "Hurry, come here, Aniria is..." But there was no reply from Sed. Having lost so much blood, he was unconscious. If only you had been merely unconscious, Aniria. If only you had been badly wounded but alive. If only you could have started breathing again. But my sword had done its job to horrifying perfection. It had pierced your chest exactly where it needed to in order to take your life. I stared at your corpse uncomprehendingly. Oh, Aniria, lone survivor of the proud White-Winged clan. Tell me, please tell me what happened. Was I the one who killed you? I sensed someone approaching from behind. I turned to find Gongora staring at me, expressionless. "You killed him?" he said softly, his voice devoid of emotion. I shook my head, wincing. "No." My voice was hoarse, trembling. Gongora went on, as if slowly pressing his words into my ears. "It was you. You killed him." No, I would never do such a thing. The trembling of my voice spread to my entire body. To think that I might have killed you, Aniria, with my own hands. That could never be. This was what I wanted to believe, but the reality before me was shattering such hopes. Gongora threw his head back in contemptuous laughter, all but proclaiming his victory over me. "You see now, Seth, what you have done. Killed the one you most loved. You were on your way back to the prison of solitude." Again he laughed aloud, and he was still laughing as he left the deck. This man, who, knowing I could never die, set a trap for me that was crueler than death itself. I collapsed where I stood. Looking up at the sky, I felt tears pouring down my face, tears of blood. Again I was plunged into eternal solitude, never to be released from it by death. Gongora succeeded in locking my hurt in darkness again, sealing in my memories with it. I wept uncontrollably. I screamed until it all but ripped my throat to shreds. If my heart, my mind, and soul were something lodged inside my chest, I would have torn it out. Help me, Aniria. Help me. And... Well, that's heavy. You okay, Captain? Yeah, I'll be alright. No big deal. I just felt like I was dreaming or something. Was I? Did I faint? It wasn't just you. We all fell unconscious when that light swept over the ship. It looks like we ran ourselves into the pier soon after that. What pier? Hey there, sleeping beauty. Finally awoken by Prince Charming. Second thought, only a pirate can sleep this well on foot. Shut your mouth, Jansen. How's it inside? Everyone's well. They've all woken up, but luckily no one seems to be injured. But Kai, where are we? staff. Sure is big. No one said there was anything this big in Simone. You're right, it's strange. I doubt you can build anything this enormous without anyone noticing. The magic power here is on an alarming level. This must be the source of the power I felt on the sea. I smell a conspiracy around here. We should definitely look into it. Ooh. Master requisitions. Do you have enough medicine and other supplies on you? We got a supply store here. Just to ask. Ooh, new spells. Rainmaker? Yep. Ooh, it's a cupboard. It's got stuff in it. Seed. Oh, where's this guy? I like the look of those waves. I don't see since I was a child. Never seen weather like this. That's a particularly high-tech looking ship's console for a world that feels very medieval most of the time. That's an inn over there. I'm gonna save. I think I'm gonna call it a night here, guys. It's a little late on this end, and I want to train myself not to have super late nights. I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out all day. For Lost Odyssey, we've made quite a bit of distance. I think experimental staff's the last thing on disc 2. If it's not the last thing, it's almost the last thing. Hi, Onyx! We're just gonna call it a night here. But we're gonna go drop in on, that streamer. It's his birthday-ish today. Not really, but sort of. He's, my brain just shut off. His birthday was a week ago or something, and he wasn't able to celebrate it because he was sick. So he's doing stuff tonight, and I believe Cards Against Humanity is in his plans of things to do. So we're gonna go hang out with him. So let's give him a warm, happy birthday welcome, and have some fun over there. I will see everybody Monday night at 6 Eastern for more Lost Odyssey. I hope to see everyone then. Thanks kindly, guys. I need to type properly. That work? I hate that I don't ever get a notice from Streamlabs chatbot that says that it worked. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.